Hopefully the lighting is decent, man. We gotta talk about it, man. This dude's 30 years old talking about some gang. 30 years old talking about some let me go gang. What a freaking joke, man. 30 years old talking like he's 18 or in his younger 20s, early 20s. So you have to understand, man, celebrities, especially athletes, NFL athletes, they deal with police officers all the time, man. When they're out and about signing autographs, there's a police officers there to make sure that things don't get out of hand. A lot of the times when they walk out, you know what I'm saying, for the game, there's police officers on the side of the field. What a freaking joke, man. That was a fake. That was fake. That was a fake arrest. All that was set up. It was all set up to keep the narrative going, to keep the division. The police officers against the black man. Listen, I grew up in New Haven, Connecticut. I grew up in the hood. All right? I've dealt with police officers in the suburbs as well. As long as you do what they tell you to do and you're not combative, you don't talk, you have no problem. Listen, and God strike me dead for mine. I want you to listen to this story. One time I was going to see my girlfriend up at UConn store. She was full-time college attending there, right? And I was speeding. I was in a red Honda, right? I was speeding, smoking weed. And I was going around cars. Going around cars. Like, I'm talking about 2 lanes, opposite lane. I was going around because they were going too slow. I literally God is my witness, I got caught in the act. I was probably like 10, 15 minutes away from the school. I got caught in the act by a state trooper going around a car, right? State trooper whipped around, pulled me over, and you know what happened? Some random citizen that was behind me pulled over too, and he said, yeah, he was cutting off other people the whole time. He's been cutting people off. The officer, all right, get back in your car. Yes. So not only did I get caught in the act by the state trooper speeding and going around cars, a citizen snitched on me too and said I've been doing it before the state trooper even seen me, right? And you know what happened? I was able to get back in my car and keep going where I was going. I was able to go right to the college. You know why? Because I did what he told me to do. I told him where the weed was. He did me a what do you call it? A field sobriety test to make sure that I was sober enough to drive, which I've smoked weed and drive. I've been doing that forever and I've been fine. But he let me go. And he saw my ID. My IDs showed that I was from New Haven. I had braids at the time. I was high. My eyes were bloodshot red. But he let me go. Okay? So what are we talking about here? What are we really talking about? You got to stop with the narrative. Stop with the BS. Black people got to stop fighting police officers, man. They have the gun on their hip. They have the badge. They have the control. They have the handcuffs. Why are you fighting somebody that has the upper hand? And if you've done nothing wrong, if you haven't broken any laws, why are you fighting and arguing with a government official when you haven't broken any laws? When you haven't done anything wrong? This dude talk about some, give me my ticket so I can go. Disrespecting police officers. How are you disrespecting people that protect you? Police officers protect celebrities. Police officers protect athletes on a day-to-day basis. There's private police officers that are hired to attend these games. When Tyreek Hill's signing autographs, when Tyreek Hill is all around the kids and around the youth. And that's another reason why I'm pissed off about him and his actions and why I'm making this video. Because he has a huge influence on the youth, man. Doesn't he have football camps and summer camps? You don't think there's police officers around when he's having these events just to make sure everything goes okay? You don't think kids are looking up to him and gonna think it's cool to disrespect police officers? And a lot of these kids may not make it out. A lot of these kids may end up like George Floyd. A lot of these kids may end up like that melanated man who, what about the melanated kid who was walking around with a mask, and I think he was something wrong with him where he couldn't really speak, and they killed him. The police officers brought him to the ground, and then the ambulance came and they put Narcan in him and it killed him. You could end up like that. You could end up like what's Zimmerman? Dang. I'm sorry, I'm having a blank right now. I can't think of it, but you know what I'm talking about, man. Pretty much not every melanated guy is gonna make it out the same way Tyreek Hill made it out in cuffs in the back of a cop car. A lot of melanated men is gonna have their lives taken. A lot of melanated men is gonna have their jaw broken or their nose broken. A lot of melanated men may be injured where they may not be able to walk again because they want to be combative with police officers. It's not a good look, man. And it was fake. It was set up. It was set up for them to pull him over. It was set up for him to act the way he act. Because he's following a narrative. He's pushing an agenda. The NFL is not a job. NBA is not a job. Sports is not a job. They will pay you to push an agenda. That's just what it is, man. People are handpicked for this stuff. There are plenty very athletic melanated men that are great at football, that are great at basketball, that will never ever make it to the league. You know why? Because there are certain people that are handpicked. A lot of these NFL players, the NBA players, they are related to past players, athletes. They have uncles. They have brothers. They keep it in the family, man, with this stuff. And they're all Freemason. All of them. All the athletes are Freemason. They're all occult worshipers. Sports are rigged. You've even had, there's recently a video going around of NFL players talking about their script. What scripts they had. Oh, my script was, I had to say I tore my ACL in this game. Oh, my script was, I had a lower back injury so I couldn't play in this game. It's all rigged. It's all fake. It's all by design. They will play these NFL players millions of dollars to push an agenda to paint their nails, to disrespect police officers when they work with police officers, to impregnate multiple women, but never get married, just to have a bunch of kids out of wedlock, to promote the jerseys, so the jerseys are being sold, even though next year he may be on a completely different team. NFL is started by Freemason. The Freemasons started it. The Jews. The ones who wear the hats. So as a melanated man, how can you join a league that's ran by racist white men? That's ran by men who started the KKK. These Freemasons who started the NFL, who own and run the NFL, the NBA, soccer, all of it, they all were part of the KKK. So how are you as a melanated man running up and down the field for those type of people? And then you want to go ahead and disrespect police officers. Don't want to roll down your window. Come on, man. Come on, Tyreek. This is not your first time being pulled over, man. But the cameras were rolling. You knew the cameras were rolling. So you had to put on the show. You had to go along with the show. You can have plenty of people out here that'll defend him. They'll say, oh, they put him over because he was black. Oh, if it was a white man, this wouldn't happen. They would have let him go with a ticket. It's an agenda. Do y'all not realize that? Police officers take an oath. They're Freemason as well. Police officers work with the NFLs. They work with these team owners. It's all by design, people. It's all by design. I've seen I'm not follow Tyreek Hill or whatever, but I've seen, like I said, I've seen short videos or clips of him having that summer camp. I seen a video with him where he tried to he did makeup and stuff, had a makeup artist make him look like an old man and see if anybody will realize. He seemed like a real respectful dude, man. He didn't seem like a disrespectful dude that would disrespect elders and disrespect police officers or anything like that. That's why I tell you this stuff's fake, because that's not him. That's not who he is. Calling a police officer gang and saying, oh, it's because I'm black. It's because I'm black. Riding around in what, a $500,000 car with no driver's license? All by design, man. It's sad, though, because you're going to have grown adults that believe this crap, that actually believe this was a real arrest. And not put two and two together and realize, man, this was set up, man. They play right in front of our faces. They hide stuff right in plain sight. They do. Colin Kaepernick, he was a joke. What did he stand for? He didn't stand for anything, but he took a knee for bullcrap. How you take a knee when you want to play? You want these people to pay you. You're taking a knee for racism, but you want to get paid by the racists. It doesn't work like that. That's not how it works. These dudes are goofies, man. They sign these contracts to push an agenda, and then when they don't like something, they want to try to act like they're for the community. They're for the youth. No, you are against the youth. You know why you're against the youth? Because you, Tyreek Hill, as a melanated man who plays in the NFL, you are selling a dream to the children. You are selling a dream to the kids. You are actually making these kids think that they can make it in the NFL and be successful when it's a joke. Out of all those kids, let's say he has 200 kids at one summer camp event. Out of those 200 kids, maybe 4 of them, maybe, and that's at most, 4 of them will make it to the league one day. But you have tons of kids that grew up playing football. You have tons of fathers that, from Pop Warner to playing in middle school, high school, college, and you don't make it. Your whole life is surrounded by football. You bleed football. You breathe football. Your whole life, you supported it. You've gone to football games. You purchased jerseys. You purchased merchandise. You practice. You're tired. You're sweating. Your body feels like it's about to, your legs feel like they're about to give out. But you're still doing those hurdles. You're still running up and down the field. You're still catching. And you don't even make it to the league. You know what that does to a young man's soul? That crushes him. But you have tons of fathers that want to live through their children, live through their sons because they didn't make it. Oh, my son's going to make it. He has a passion for it. He has a gift. I know he'll make it. Why do you want to continue to bring melanated people to this racist sport? To these racist sports? Because all of them are racist at the end of the day. To these rigged sports. Can you imagine playing your heart out? Playing your everything in something? Did good all season, the whole season. Just to lose the one game that counts. And not because you were bad at that game, not because you didn't play to your full potential, because it was rigged. It was designed for you to lose. Can you imagine that? It happens every year. It happens every year. You're gonna have millions of people that tune into the Super Bowl, turn to the halftime show to watch goofy Kendrick Lamar perform, and he's probably gonna bring out Lil Wayne. People celebrity worship, they idol worship. That's gonna be a lot of people's downfall, man. The worship of money and the worship of people. Again, I've dealt with police officers my whole life, man. I've been arrested multiple times. I was on probation for a long time. I was on house arrest. I had an ankle monitor, all this stuff. I've dealt with suburban police officers. I've dealt with police officers in the hood. It's all the same. I'm gonna say it again. They're all the same. Whether they're black, white, Spanish, I don't care what they are. If you do what they tell you, if you treat them with respect, if you don't give them a hard time, they're gonna more than likely let you go. And even if they had to take you in because you have a warrant, they're gonna be extremely respectful. I'll give you one more story before I go. I got into a car accident. It was my fault on the highway. The police officers came, the state troopers came, gave them my ID, all this stuff. Kind of found out I had a warrant I didn't know about from years ago. The case ended up getting thrown out, but come to find out I had a warrant. These police officers were extremely respectful. You know why? They handcuffed me. They said, listen. He even put me in the front seat of the car. He didn't put me in the back seat. He said, listen, we don't even know what the warrant's about, but we have to take you in, unfortunately. And I was like, what, for what? What? I was like, what? He was like, calm down. And I listened. I calmed down. I was calm. He put me in the car. He talked to me. He treated me with respect. Asked me if I wanted a sandwich when we got to the dress up. I wanted anything to drink. Asked me if I wanted a blanket. He said if I need to make a phone call, this is how you do it. Because you can make phone calls from inside the cell, the jail cell I was in. Kept checking on me every 30 minutes. Because I wasn't combative. Because I didn't say, nah, gang. I didn't do nothing wrong, gang. Let me go, gang. Because I didn't try to run away. Because I didn't disrespect him. I didn't roll my window up when he was trying to talk to me. I didn't say, oh, it's because I'm black. You got to take me in. You can't just give me a PTA. I didn't say none of those things. I just complied. Every time I complied. If you don't take nothing away from this, take that away. Every time I dealt with police officers, I complied, and I'm still alive. I complied, and I'm still alive. Bars.